All right, everybody, we are live. Hey, everybody, we are live in the house this morning. Well, I'm alive. I have two co-hosts sitting in today. I can't promise you that they're alive.
I'm alive.
Remember, because I didn't give you the lecture beforehand, stay about 2 to 3 fingers from the microphone.
Oh.
You got to get up on that thing.
Okay.
Just never mind. She's not even blushing on that one, so never mind. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Valerie Maddox. What do you want me to say?
Oh, don't get all shy now. This girl's been in a bar and talked my ear off for hours at a time. And at the Relay for Life, when I was already sleepy, she's still going and going and going.
I had to keep myself awake.
I know. I hear you. I hear you. And then we have a young man here. If you'd like to introduce yourself, he's actually going to be playing some songs. He's a local guy. He knows a little bit of everybody.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing? My name is Justin Huff. I'm from Madison, Georgia. I'm just a local country artist, playing a lot of bars y'all might have been to.
So yeah, he's friends with the Cochran Road Band, and if everybody remembers, those guys were in here cutting it up one day. Super great band. Really cool thing is he's grown up with them, so I'm sure his flavor is going to be a little similar. But really good that you're here. We're gonna have him play. In just a little bit, he'll play a cover song or two, and then he's got an original. We were actually talking about him writing a little while ago, so we'll stay tuned to all that. So just trying to get this puppy started. I'm laughing. Philip Snow's asking for songs, and no, we were already late. And do you know why I know we were late? Because Chris goes, "Let's get the show started. You're 8 minutes late already." So no, and then look. And then on top of that, I'm gonna show my co-host that too. She says please, and they think that right there is gonna make me play the song. Do you think send me a picture of a little kid saying please? That please picture could be her saying please, can I have Lucky Charms? Please, can I have Fruit Loops? Please give me some chocolate. And you take the picture and try to play on my sympathy and say, hey, she's asking for that song. So. And Jeff Matthias is talking about, yes, he loves that band because he remembers them being here. So I'm telling you, it's wide open this morning, as wide open as we can get. So you, where do you work, Valerie?
I work with S. Ellis Healthcare, and we do home health care for patients that need the care at home and not in a nursing home or, in a hospital or rehab. So
like when my uncle I had an uncle at one time that was paralyzed, and we had to have home nursing, and that's basically what it is you come and provide health care for people, take care of them, do all the things, make sure they're doing the medicines correctly, things of that nature.
Right. We clean the house and give them a bath and all kinds of.
So y'all are doing a little everything.
Everything.
That's pretty cool. We'll have to make sure we get some information, because you never know. I know with our situation that we had, we went through several companies over a 12-year period because some just didn't do right. And it's not necessarily a company's fault, but like any business, you'll have one or two bad apples in the business. Right. So there was times that we've had to swap, but that's kind of good that somebody. And in this business every day, it's, do I know somebody? Do I know somebody? Do I know AC guy? Do I know a construction company?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm actually looking for a good qualified construction company right now. Ravens is, I'm just saying.
Well, if I know any, I'll send them your way.
In about 30 seconds, I'm going to have a text message about wanting to blow my house up, because that's just a joke. I'm actually talking about adding on to my house. And here we go, Jeff Matthias. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing today?
Pretty good. Got a little bit of a headache, but that's just all the weather and everything else that's been going on. Stress.
Yeah.
I need to get the hypnotist in here again. Yes, Steph.
Morning, guys.
Breaking her thumb. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if Valerie's talking about doing home health care.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that include psychological health care?
No, it's just the CNAs. They do the work. We send the CNAs out to assess the clients as they need.
Sorry, Scott. I was trying to help you out.
Oh yeah, yeah. She already knows that I'm a lost cause. She's not gonna, she already knows. She met me at Fusions, and that alone speaks for itself.
That it does.
The point that I say that speaks for itself is I don't know who needed the mental care more, me or her, because we were both there.
Yes.
But wait, I was actually there working, so I had a reason for being there, and you were just there.
I was going through a divorce.
Oh, and that was your therapy?
Yes.
Fusions was therapy. Some people say after fusions you need therapy. She's just saying I was there for therapy.
I've only been there one time, Scott, and I would agree that once you leave there, you need it.
Wow.
Hold on, I was just
But anyway,
reading the text
sorry I
message.
couldn't make it
Sorry.
in to help you out, host the show. I
Yeah,
had to work today.
yeah. And Tino said he was going to be here, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm counting on you. And I know from previous experiences with Tino, he says he'll be here, and he runs his own company. So there's times that he wakes up just like I do, and there's no telling what you wake up to. So it's highly possible that he woke up this morning and found out something didn't go right on a job, and now he's down there dealing with it. You know, because he has the roofing
Right.
company.
Well, I was threatened with bodily harm if I showed up by Mr. Philip Snow. So
Excuse me? What was he going
Said
to
I
do?
was
Rub
gonna
you
show
down
up.
with baby oil? I mean,
I don't know. I messaged you about me showing up.
you should have just
Yeah,
showed
shut
up. Like you
You
need
saw what I was going to wear, right?
no. I just assumed you accidentally put the bikini little logo looking thing after the text. I didn't know that you actually were going to show up in a Hulk Hogan bikini.
I was going to, but then Philip Snow threatened to shoot me if I did. So.
Like he's here.
Dude,
I mean,
he's a
it's
cop. He could
easy.
be anywhere.
Yeah, whatever. He's at the Cobb County Cop.
I just had to call up, say good morning, poke a little fun at you.
Okay. Well, anytime you want to show up when I need people, just feel free to come on.
I got you.
Twilight hit me up at like midnight. Like I wasn't asleep, right? Midnight, he hits me up. Hey, do you need a host? Considering I get up at 5, yeah, I was in bed. And my phone's on silent. When I go to bed, I turn it on silent. Unless you're on my favorites list, the phone don't ring.
I got you. No, I was actually in the studio today. The Cochran Road Band was in there. And they sounded great, man. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I
They're
really-
very good.
I enjoyed it. Need to try and get you to get some more of the bands in there.
Yeah, and we're working on it. It's been kind of hectic around here lately.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I mean, you still have some really good shows. I mean,
Yeah.
Actually, I drove my kids nuts last night because they figured out how to get YouTube on our TV.
Yes, I saw
They're sitting there.
so for anybody that knows, Jeff sent me a video of him sitting on the couch on a 65-inch big screen watching our live YouTube video.
It
Which
was
means
pretty
on a
cool to drive
65-inch, you could see the wrapping paper from my snack.
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it was funny listening to you talk about how you could hear the cans popping and the burps and the farts and all that. That was hilarious.
And you can, correct?
You can.
See, and I've tried to tell Mike that. Mike goes, well, that's why I try to open it under the table. It still can be heard. And I've
It's
said that
kinda-
a million times.
It's kind of ironic though, because I can hear you eat your biscuits in the morning as well.
I know. And when I go to clear my throat or sneeze and I pull myself away from the mic, it's still not enough. So these, I plan on making these little control boxes that will have the headphone volume and a mute button for the microphone, so that the moment you think you're about to do something, you just push the button and hopefully fix it, if you will.
Covered it at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And look,
I put it on. I just wanted to see what it looked like on our TV. I was like, well, hold on, 10 more minutes. Hold on, 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes,
That is
yeah.
2.5 hours long. I was like, yeah, I know. We're going to keep doing it in 10-minute increments.
that's right. Until you get bored. Well, what's
They were
funny,
getting mad at me, but-
I've noticed that when we're in our funny zone, what we think's funny that's happening right here might not be funny to people that's not in a funny spot. Does that make sense?
Right.
So like I've
Yeah.
watched some of the video and I'm sitting here going, man, we really didn't seem that funny there. But then once you start laughing, then you're laughing and then everything else kind of starts working. So like I went by the motorcycle shop and showed the guy the video of where we were punking him. Well, see, he found out we were punking him. He was on the phone. He knew. but the people behind him didn't know. So all these people that are in the motorcycle shops now watching, us mess with him. And Mike calls in and says he needed some hand grips for a Ninja, which is the crotch rocket. And he says that he's 500 pounds. So envision 500-pound white guy on a Ninja, 5'2", also. So yeah, when the people that were in the background of the gag as it was happening, they just saw the guy on the phone and didn't understand everything that was happening. Then when they watched the video and they hear themselves in the back laughing, they're like, "Oh my God, that's what was happening." So yeah, it was funny.
It was. I mean, you've had some moments there, and if people really knew you and your personality and some of the comments you make, then they truly would crack up.
Oh yeah.
It's just, you have to kind of know where Scott's been at and know his personality and things he's been through to kind of get the gist of some of his jokes.
And if you notice, and it's funny because I was trying to explain this to somebody, is most of the time when we get ready to do a prank, none of this is figured out in advance. I mean, if you notice, just like I looked at Mike and say, okay, you need to call and ask for hand grips, and I'm just spur of the moment fly. I just start making stuff up as we go. And people go, man, where do y'all get this? I'm like, I don't know. I just say, let's do it. And once I start rolling with it, we're rolling with it. And that's how quick and fast and simple it is. So yeah, once we get going, we're going. Sorry, y'all. I lost my chapstick. And I'm addicted to chapstick.
That's actually what I need to do is get going. I've got a truck sitting in my dock door. I got to offload, and I got to hit the road for in-home repairs. Pretty much be gone all day.
All right. Well, have fun. Stay out of trouble.
Definitely. Well, I'm trying to. My design has actually agreed. They're going to fly Bree to New Jersey the next time I go up.
Oh yeah, to drive that stuff back.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of cool having her up there, hang out with me, get to meet people that I talk about all the time. And so it'd be kind of cool, especially a 13-hour ride back, having her in the car with me. It'd be pretty nice. But find out that one of her coworkers is on vacation the same week that I'm supposed to go up. So her boss kind of nixed the idea. But then Bree mentioned that I'll be in New Jersey. The GM that covers me when I'm in New Jersey, he'll be on vacation. So we won't have anybody here to prep paperwork or manage or whatever. So might be able to swing it and postpone it for a week and still get her up there. It'd be pretty
That's
cool.
right. So when you get up there, you're going to introduce her to all the hooers that you hang out with?
Yeah, my 2 bartender girlfriends that I got up there and store manager, Melissa. And
so you're going to introduce her.
Yep.
You're going to introduce her to that chick, Tony, you've been hanging out with. And then she's going to figure out Tony's really toady and a transy.
Caitlin.
I'm just saying, I could already see it now. Your wife's going to be like, this is who you've been hanging out with? Oh, so you really were getting cocktails. Yeah, now we see where Jeff's been hanging out. Jeff's been hanging out at the Blue Oyster Club in Lower New Jersey.
That's upper New Jersey. It's north New Jersey, actually. But
Well, it's only upper after a blue pill, dude.
Oh,
It starts out as lower.
I can picture the look on their face. I need to boot Scoop Boogie, dude.
All right.
Have a great day.
We'll see you later.
Weekend.
All right.
All right.
All right, bye. Anybody else who wants to call in, feel free. Y'all know how to reach us. If you don't, 678-760-1556. We are pretty much open for anything. And as you can tell, we'll say just about anything, especially since it's not 8. By the beginning of each hour, we try to tone it down a little bit because I know some of the businesses, for instance, you start getting into Rob's performance, you have to be careful what you say because you don't know who's dropping a car off, picking a car up, etc. So, we do try to watch it a little bit. I'm going to mess with somebody real quick. Let me see if we'll see if a certain person's listening or not. And I know good and well, if she's not, then we're going to wake her up. But she claims that she has a doctor's appointment, right? So here we go. We'll see what happens with this phone call. We're either going to make somebody mad or we're going to make somebody laugh. It's going to be one of the two. Or it's going to be straight voicemail. You got to love it. Dead air.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm getting ready to go to the doctor. What are you doing?
I'm just calling you live, because I had a question.
Okay.
So if Weeble Wobbles don't fall down and you fell down and broke your thumb, then do you go to the Legoland hospital? Is there a Weeble Wobble hospital? Where exactly do you go to get T-Rex arms put back on a Weeble Wobble?
I don't know, but I guess I'm fixing to find out. I figured you was going to ask me how many times did I roll.
Well, that is important. Listen, I'm still trying to figure out with your short arms how you wipe your butt to begin with. But number two, now that you have a cast with your thumb sticking straight up, how do you attach the toilet paper to your hand area, and how do you wipe? Are you just wrapping? Oh, I see it. You're just wrapping the TP around your thumb like it's a gauze, like if you've cut your finger, and you're just running it right up there to get it. Valerie's just got to look like, am I really hearing this?
No, I just got a phone call. Sorry.
So, Steph, I'm just
Who's there
asking.
with you this morning?
Nanya, if you needed to know, you'd be here.
Oh, wow.
Okay, do you know this musical guest that you have? Or you
Yes.
you had? So he's sitting
Yes.
here, and then the other
Oh,
person.
he's there already?
Yes, he is prompt.
Oh, wow.
He gets here before you get here most of the time.
Hey, this ain't the night show.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened one time. Hey, say hey, because I'm sure.
Just picking Joey.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know Joey's listening because he's in the van with Ravens Renovation. Oh, and
Well,
I
that's
just
cool,
got
'cause
ooh
Justin-
in a text message too. So that means
Well,
they're
that's-
listening.
Yes, that's cool that he's there already because he wasn't supposed to be there till like 8:30. So that's great that he got there.
Yep. He was sitting outside, and then Valerie's here. She's gonna be your replacement. Her shirt even matches the headphones, which means she knew that the position was open.
Hey, Steph, how are you?
Hey, Valerie, I'm good.
Well, I just
that's just for today because I'll be back Monday.
we'll see about that. And Joey just typed
Oh, well,
easy
geez,
now, because he knows you're talking smack when he can't.
That's too funny.
Well, have a good day. I just
Right.
wanted to check on you and see and see how things were going.
See, I'm not even there, and I'm getting.
I still didn't understand that one.
I said, "See, I'm not there, and I'm still getting you tongue-tied."
Yeah. Can we never speak of
Okay,
you, my
there.
tongue, ever again?
Not in the same sentence.
Please, not in the same
Hey,
sentence,
you're the one
especially since we know right now you can't even wipe your own butt.
Well, you're the one that likes to lick me in the face.
Again, can we please not go there? Tossing salad is a bad image right now.
No, it was my face. But I do need a job. I do have a job open for a butt cleaner.
Do you hear that dead silence? That's called oh my God.
Hear the crickets.
What?
Yeah, like Dawn, like the,
Could
like
you
my
explain?
sister-in-law just.
That job's going to remain open.
That's right.
Yeah, like my sister-in-law said, you got to be able to handle your sheet.
Oh yeah. Hey, let me just tell you something. If your sister-in-law really loves you, she'll help you.
Oh, Dawn has been wonderful. She has helped me.
No,
with
I'm talking
everything.
about
She's-
the area.
Oh, she does. She hands me the rag.
She hands you the rags, but she's not performing the task at hand. So she's not actually doing the duty. Yeah, that kind of sounded bad.
No, she's not actually doing the duty, but she said if it came down to it and she had to, she would.
Well,
But I'm able to get in the shower and clean myself.
I think I would try it one time just to see if she could handle it.
He said we need to try it one time to see if you can handle it.
And then the question would be is could you handle it? Like how would you feel about this?
I love my sister-in-law, but I don't love her like that. But I'd do it for her, though, I guess, if I needed to.
So Ravens just sent a picture of Joey in the van behind the cage, And that picture kind of looks familiar. Joey probably feels real comfortable behind bars.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's what I was about to say. Does he look like he's in a transport van for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does. He looks like he's in a transport van. Joey probably feels like he's getting a hug right now. He probably feels nice and safe. I think there may need to be a brake check. Anyways.
Oh, he's gonna have waffle face.
Yeah. All right, Chip, we'll go do your thing.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Okay.
All right, bye.
I'll talk to
Hey,
y'all
let us
later.
know
Bye. Yes,
let us know what the doctor says.
I sure will.
If he can
I'll let you know
add,
if he removes it.
well, if he can add any length to your arms too, that would be a miracle. But the problem is, as short as you are, if he did add length to your arms, you would go from looking like a T-Rex to looking like a silverback.
Yeah, because I thought you were talking about him removing my tail.
I'm not aware of you having one, but
T-Rexes.
if there is one there, yes, have that removed too, and that scaly looking wart that you have. Good Lord! All right, have fun.
Look at that squirrel.
Yes, look at the squirrel. See you later.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.
I'm not going to say who we're going to call next. We're just going to watch it happen because I have a feeling all these folks are listening anyways, and I think it's just going to be funny.
Enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is free.
And the funny thing is, it's like 30 seconds behind. So that means the guy driving is listening to this as the guy in the back's getting the phone call.
Hello?
Hey, I was just checking on you, see how you feel. You don't feel confined in a small, tight area, do you?
Actually, he's very comfortable back here. He's got me a little lounge chair and got surrounded by power tools and coolers. It's great.
Well, yeah. See, I was that guy back in like 90. I was the electrician's helper. And if you notice to the top left and the top right of the cage, there's like a triangle opening that is just enough for a Miller Lite. So I was the guy that was in the back passing the Miller Lite from the cooler up front to the head electricians. And if they ran out of barbecue port rinds, I was having to shove port rinds through the little diamond shape of the fence.
The thing about it is, if I try to get out of this lounge chair he's got back here, I'm going to hurt my back.
Oh, God. Yeah. I
I'm
used to get deer and hit the cage. If I was nodding off and they noticed it in the mirror, they would slam on the brakes and I would hit the cage. That was just typical. But deer
Chris
being
is showing
yelled
me
on 285 didn't work as easy.
Yeah, Chris is showing me that there's plenty of room at the top of the cage, from the top of the van in the cage to the van to beer up front.
Okay,
So,
that's good. That's real good.
Yeah, or a bottle of water in my case.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I just figured I'd shout, see what was going on. You know, we're now at the top of the hour. I'm gonna hopefully have my two co-hosts here warmed up a little bit to be a little chatty. Trying to get.
Let's go. We're listening to you.
Well, and that's kind of what I figured. I was waiting to get a text message from Ravens to say Joey's now dead, or has waffle marks across his forehead, something along those lines. Yeah, well, we know that's going to happen before the day's out. Before the day's out, he's probably going to smash your head up against something, and not really on purpose. It's just accidentally going to happen. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up losing 10 pounds today because it's so damn hot. So,
and the one bad thing too is the air conditioning works great up front in those vans, but the back not so much.
Yeah, I'm already sweating.
All right, man. Well, have a good one. I just wanted to shout at y'all, and y'all stay out of trouble.
Yeah, dude. I'll talk to you later today.
All right, man. See you later. Bye. All right, everybody. We'll show off to commercial and have a song coming up. See what we can get into, and we get right back. Remember, everybody, it's just fun in the morning. And y'all feel free to jump in and talk about anything. Talk about anything you've ever done. If you can relate to anything stupid that's happened in the back of a van, go for it. We are very open to any conversations just to make people laugh. And then we can get set up to play in a little bit.
I got a problem.
What?
I may have to go be doing a CNA.
Well, I mean, that's your job. I'm so happy. I don't have anything really scheduled this weekend. Sucks 'cause I'd like to make some money, but at the same time, I'm cool.
I hear you.
I'm so happy that this weather's hot as it is, and I ain't got to work out in it. You know, because it'd be sucky to have like a 8-hour day tomorrow standing out on an asphalt parking lot. That would just be just due to the weather. It'd be horrible.
Do you have big fans and stuff and everything?
I
That
just have a regular fan.
oh no, you got to get
Because
your
my problem
industrial
is
size
when
fan.
you get into these big fans, especially when we're having to run drop boards everywhere, the from the motor start bleeding in over microphones. You remember back in the old days where if you plugged in a vacuum cleaner, the TVs would just start flickering? That's exactly what it does, but with sound. You'll hear them.
Oh.
Like I had to run 3 new circuits to power up everything in here, and they'll be dedicated circuits because my dog back there. I have a fan running. It's white noise, so she don't hear us. Because if she hears girl voices, she don't flip out. She hear guy voice start barking. Well, before I redid all the circuitry, that fan, and I'm talking little bitty fan, was bleeding into the microphones. We could, for the longest time, we kept going, what's this weird backbeat? And then one day I went in there and turned it off, and somebody here says, hey, that killed it, whatever you just did. And I was like, for a year, we kept going, why is there a backbeat? And that's what it was, just a motor. So now I have to make sure I use just a small fan, just enough to move air.
I'm gonna have to step aside and call somebody.
No, go ahead, man. Feel free to go over there. We are easy going around here, and on Friday is definitely more so because Friday's like everybody's just ready for the day to be over.
Everybody's ready.
That's it, man. That's why we don't. We usually call it Freaky Friday because anything goes. We just talk about stupid stuff and don't even stress. Oh my God. I sent an email to a guy on Craigslist. I'm trying to buy a canoe. And the dude's not answered me. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I kind of want to get a high-end kayak with a bunch of fishing holders and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do a lot of pond fishing. I'd rather just have something like a little kayak or something, something I can carry on the back of my truck.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a guy right now on Craigslist. You should go to Craigslist. There's 2. There's one that's a kayak. I think it's may not be a kayak. It might be the plastic type canoe with a motor, depth finder, and all that for like $1,200. And then there's another one that's the smaller, thinner aluminum canoe that's set up. I saw that last night, and that's here in Conyers. It's for like $1,200 with everything.
Yeah.
Because with me having the lake, I kept saying, man, I just need a canoe.
Yeah.
You know, with the paddle boat, man, it whoops my ass. By the time we get to the middle, and then you go, I don't know that I want to go either way. Because if I go down there, I got to paddle back.
I saw that lake on the map. About how big is it?
This one,
How many acres is it?
it's like 10, I believe.
Yeah.
It's close. I don't know for sure, but I think that's what they've always said.
Yeah.
And it's fun to get out there.
Yeah.
And but you know, we got like Porterdale now has a kayak launching area, so you can get in the canoes and go down the river. And then there's so many other places like that Sackasuds that was from the movie My Cousin Benny at Jackson Lake.
Yeah.
They've reopened it, and they now are doing tubing. So my thought was I could go put my canoe in, all my friends could put the tubes in, I could carry the beer, you know, to do what we want to do.
Yeah, I work for a guy that lives on he lives right on Jackson Lake on the Jasper County side. He's constantly especially yesterday because I was taking the day off. He's like, all right, and he lives in like a little community that's got its own little beach, boat ramp, and like golf course and all that. He said, all right, everybody can come hang out at my neighborhood Friday afternoon. And he looked at me, he said, except you take Friday off.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was like, that sounds fair.
Yeah. Who you talking to me? Oh, well, no, it's okay. Look, work comes before a lot of stuff, and I understand that. Hey, go to that side where that laundry door is. At least that'll block some sound. But we got to go back live. All right, we are back. So, hey, I wanted to just suck him in. He's learning a little bit of the radio. So, what got you started? You say you hung out with the Cochran Road, which everybody likes. So, kind of explain who you are, where you come from, and.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I grew up in Buckhead. That's a town.
Get right closer to it.
It's a town.
There you go. Yep.
It's a town just east of Madison, and one of my earliest memories of wanting to be a musician started with listening to the Cochran Road Band rehearse, and they're all really close friends of mine still to this day, and I know they've done a lot to help guide me. Ever since I was playing music in high school, they've always helped me out with anything I needed help with, and they're just a good group of guys.
Yeah, and I really like them being here because you meet so many people, and I was explaining to you before we went live too, is when people can relate to you and they go, man, these are some great guys. That's where you start building stuff, because there's nothing worse than having good music and being a douchebag. A lot of people follow the Kenny Chesney world, but then a lot of true music lovers go, he's just so generic and he's so phony. So it's really cute how people pick little things they like. Like I was joking about how many people watch video and can tell you what flavor of water we're drinking, because they pay attention. So it's really cool that when you have a really good personality and you let people see your personality, they like you better. So Cochran Road, they really won a lot of people over, and then they started playing, which just took it to the whole next level too. So that's really cool. And all of you guys have been out in Buckhead, and you're 19, is that correct?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old. Okay, so you were saying that when you were in high school, you were watching them. So you've been pretty much not coattailing it, so to speak, but you've just been watching them, wanting to pursue the same thing they're doing, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've hooked me up with several other bands. They've gotten me several other opening gigs with other bands, and they've gotten me in with a lot of venues that they're real familiar with and everything. And it's just been a real good experience because they've helped out any way they could.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what kind of music do you like? I'm assuming you play country, but what kind of got you into this? What made you pick up a guitar to begin with and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I just grew up I grew up around a lot of musicians.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's cousin had a little garage band. They used to just play in a dairy barn, a former dairy barn, they just jammed out, had a little 3-piece band. They played a lot of places at Lake Oconee. And from the time, from my earliest memories was just listening to little bands play in backyards and stuff like that. And
a lot of Southern rock, country.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just always been an interest of mine.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. And that's the thing is, we always tell people to go with your gut, go with what feels right. So if you've grown up with it, then it's only natural to just go with it, to pursue the same thing. So that's really interesting. And I'm glad to hear that, especially following those guys. They really impressed me. I mean, we've had a lot of good bands come in here, and of course with the work I'm in, I've worked around tons of bands. And the thing I noticed with some of these bands is they start getting egos and they lose their personality in their personal part, meaning being nice to people. Because I worked with the Lax. Right. The guitar guy from the Lax was super great. The bigger guy, kind of a jerk, wanted to throw my microphone, and I'm just kind of like, dude, if you'd have been here on time and done a sound check, you wouldn't be having this. But he lost his personality. Like he created a fake personality to represent who he is as a band, but then he lost who he really was. And I think that was really cool when your buddies were in here. They were just as cool, laid back, and then when they started jamming and people could hear how good they really were, and they're just like, wow. Because usually you see the nice guys are the people that are just starting out. You don't see the people that have already been doing it forever be so nice. I know that's a hard way of looking at it, but being around the business and we've watched it, it's just so wild. It's just really wild.
Right. In just a short 3 years, I've gone through that same sort of thing. I've been, I've had myself up on a pedestal at times because right when I graduated high school, I went to audition for American Idol in Nashville.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. And, it was just being in Nashville alone was a really humbling experience.
Right.
But, I kind of built up a big head about myself, when I was vacationing in Nashville, just seeing all this music and stuff. had myself built up really high, not knowing that American Idol is a really, really,
It's tough.
it's a tough process. You know, you got to be on your A game. Otherwise, you know, they're not going to be interested.
That's right. Because I know a girl that I've actually known since 06, and I know the quality of her voice. I know how good she is. And she didn't even get past like first stage because they are just so picky.
Right.
You know, and yeah, they film it and then the producers cut it. So you see a lot of the gag stuff and the really bad people. But what you don't see is some people that are really good that just don't make it. You
Right.
know, they're just not good enough to go any further. And at least whether we think they're good enough to go any further, the judges don't believe they are.
Right.
And then how many days were you up there? I think I was reading you were actually in line. How long were you in line?
Well, I went to Nashville, and another friend of mine I graduated high school with, his name's Jeffrey Vernon. He plays in a rock band. He does a lot of gigs in downtown Athens, and he and I went up there on a Sunday morning, I believe, and we stayed. Maybe we went on a Monday morning and stayed through Wednesday. I think the audition was on Wednesday morning. We spent a couple days in a hotel, you know, just had fun, hanging out on Broadway Street, going to all the museums.
Yeah,
know,
that would be cool.
doing Nashville stuff because you know that's a place I'd never been.
Mm-hmm.
And then at about 2 a.m. we lined up outside the Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, and we were on the sidewalk from about 2 a.m. to about 10 a.m. before they actually let us in the building.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So y'all are just sitting, sitting,
Well,
standing.
Actually standing just to make sure we don't lose our
Lose your
spot in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Lord. You out of here? Or you coming back? Come on. Valley's got a call from work, which I understand. She's all apologetic. Goes like, hey man, that's work. You got to do what you got to do. So y'all basically at 2:00 in the morning just start standing. Good Lord. You don't think about it. And you see them with the cameras like fast forward, shooting down the line so you can see all the faces.
Right.
And you see it as a person sitting on your couch, you see it. But then when you talk to somebody, it's like, no, dude, really, I stood there from 2 a.m. That's when it kind of
Right.
hits you and goes, wow, you know, all those people. And think of whether people look at the gag reels or not, they do cut out of a lot of good singers. But think of how many as a percentage that are really good talent that's on that sidewalk that just get passed by because either stage fright, they get up there the first time and in front of these people they choke, you know.
Right.
That happens. I know a guy that choked one time. He had like a little bit of a throat problem over the weekend and had to get his throat clear, and because of having to clear his throat and because he was nervous, he didn't do as good as he should have. But we all know he was good. We know he was good enough to be there.
Right. And with my situation in particular, what I had done, just being outside that building all night had me aggravated.
Cold. Mm-hmm.
And I was just at the point where I was just like, all right, I want to get this over with.
Right.
You know, I kind of felt like I didn't even want to do it anymore. So that right there shows you to be on that show to begin with, you've got to be dedicated.
Right. Yeah, because I could just see you're standing out in the night air, you're laughing and you're talking for all those hours, and then, okay, sing.
Yeah.
And your voice is already, you know, maybe not raspy or maybe not harsh, but kind of on that verge of, because you've been out in the night air.
Right.
And if you're in line, you don't know if people smoking. If you're not a smoker, you're breathing it. I mean, yeah, I could just see, and not counting the nerves, just your nerves shaking and rattling alone would probably be a little tough on me. Any comment on you? What you think of that? Jump in there.
Well, I've witnessed, several people, friends of mine that has been, that has auditioned,
Mm-hmm.
and they said it's horrible.
It really is. It's a frightening thing, and if it's just like I told him earlier, if you're not on your A game, you know, it's not going to happen for you. You got to want it just as bad as you want to breathe. You know, they only want the best of the best, and they want the most dedicated people on their show. That's how they roll,
Man. And then you see the ones, and the thing that gets me is there's so many people like you that are talented that want to be there, and then you have the ones that are in line just to be stupid on camera, and it's kind of like, come on, man, you know, because what you're doing is you're taking away from the people like you,
right?
Because you get 15 rejects up there that are just being there to be stupid. The judges get maybe a little irritated, and then someone of your caliber comes in to sing, and then you don't know where the judges' minds are. So it's kind of sad that there's not a way to weed that out.
Right.
But I know for good television, they want to see the stupid stuff too. It just sucks because who knows how many really good singers they're missing. They're
Right.
they're just passing by.
I'd actually hate to go through what the judges of that show go through, because
Yeah, can you imagine?
it's just like you said. It's probably like like 4/5 of every person that comes through there probably isn't worth a crap.
That's right.
And they just get aggravated with it.
And the bad thing is some of them, you can see some of these people truly, even though we're looking at it as a spectator going, oh my God, what is this guy thinking? That guy really believes he can sing, or that female really believes she can sing.
Right.
And then you're looking at the judges. You got to look at the judge's perspective too, going, say 3 in a row come in and the first 2 are staged. You know, these people are just being stupid. And then it gets to the third. Now they've already dealt with 2 stupid ones that are staged. They get to the third and they're looking at this girl going, oh my God, she really believes that she's good. How do you tell her that she's not? And then somebody like you comes in after that. And then it's like, where is their mindset? I wouldn't want to be them. I mean, look, they're getting paid good money. Don't get me wrong, but good Lord.
I wouldn't want to be them either.
I could just see me getting thrown off.
But don't
DJ Scotty calls person idiot.
don't you have to audition for like a panel before the judges?
Yeah, there's several processes before you actually get to what's seen on television. They have a huge pile of release forms you've got to sign, and everything. And
so paint the image of you standing on that sidewalk until you get to the door. So when the door opens, where do you go first? To these people, of course.
You go. Well, they do a lot of filming outside.
Mhm.
Actually, that's why I said about 10 a.m. is when we actually went in the building. All the judges show up. Ryan Seacrest shows up. All the regular crew. They got film crews outside with cameras on big booms everywhere, and they sit out there and film you. Just cheering and chanting and everything for nearly an hour or so before they let you in the building. And for someone that stayed up all night, they don't even want to stand out there and be a part of that.
Yeah, where's your cheer?
Yeah,
happiness at that point, you know.
But that's why I said you just got to be tough to want to do it.
So when you get in the door, what kind of process do they have then? Because you say you go through all these people before you can even get to the judges, I guess you per se.
Right. Yeah, and there's about 8 booths set up in the middle of. It's like kind of like a gymnasium. I guess It's the Municipal Auditorium in Nashville. Any listeners familiar with it? But there's about 8 booths you go through, and I guess these people are producers of the show or just people that do this job in particular for the show. But it's just a couple ladies sitting there with a clipboard, and they put you in groups. There were 4 people in my group. There was one guy from Ohio that he stood out a little bit more than me. He sang really well. He could dance really good, and he just stuck out a little bit over me. So they got him and sent me home. It was as quick as that.
Man. And see, the thing too, I like people to be able to grasp the reality of, so here you are, you grew up, you're singing, you're playing a guitar, you hung out with all these bands, you're, for lack of a better word, you've been bred to do this. And you stand up and say, I'm going to go audition. So you and another guy, and how old were you at the time?
I was 19 years old. This was just last July.
Oh, so just last July. And your buddy was how old?
He was 18, but
18?
We both graduated from the same graduating class. We've played a heap of shows.
So you and this guy that have grown up together, jump in this truck to go do this. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I mean, that's almost, you were talking about writing, that's almost its own song right there. I mean, because the one good thing I love about country music is it tells a story. And when people can relate to the story, they just get more sucked into the song. So it's really cool that you two got in a truck or a car, and went to Nashville. Because what you did, no matter what the outcome was, you just did a life experience that probably 1 out of 10 people wish they could do. You went and done something that everybody else is sitting at home saying, man, one day I'd like to, one day. And you're going to look back 20 years from now and you're going to be like, remember that time?
Yeah.
Remember that time we jumped in that and we went to Nashville? That's just kind of cool because what you did was stuff that other people only dream of doing. And at 19 at the time, you and your friend took a huge leap of faith and went to Nashville. And that's, to me, that's just symbolically a very cool thing, especially if this is what you want to do. If this is what you want to do, to know you hit the streets one day, you probably, even if you hadn't thought about it or have thought about it, one day you're going to be singing a song somewhere, and you're going to start thinking about making a song to explain chasing your dream. I mean, it's just really cool. You know, I admire it, and it's just cool because I didn't go chasing this dream till I was 38, and now here you are at your age, and you're like going for it. And I tell everybody, if you're going to go for it, don't wait till you're married with kids and have a house payment. Go for it while you can, because you're not always going to be given the opportunity. I got lucky. I just totally got lucky. The economy tanked, and I was already DJing, and not to boast on myself, I just got lucky. I was talented enough to pull this off. And apparently you've got it. I mean, you wouldn't have went to Nashville if you didn't, and you wouldn't have made it as far as you did if you didn't, and you're still continuing to do it. So I'm over here telling stories. But I'm just happy for you, man. This is a cool story. I mean, I'm just envisioning a music video one day of you and your buddy chasing that dream, going up to Nashville. Just, you know, I could already see how it could be filmed.
And we also could get him on the stage at Relay for Life.
Oh, yeah. And then she also takes care of a lot of the entertainment for Relay for Life in Conyers. Not Conyers, but the Covington. So that's one of the scenarios. Well, next year, make sure that y'all exchange stuff. And also, I want to make sure, I'm assuming you said you had Snapchat, so you have your Instagrams and Facebook and all that. So throw that out there, how everybody can find you, because we want to make sure they can find you and keep up with you.
All right. Well, my Instagram account is J Huff Music. It's just one word. And then my name is Justin Huff. That's where you can find me on Facebook. And yeah, those are my two social media accounts that I use to advertise all my gigs and anything interesting going on, like this interview right now, anything like that.
Yeah, he was so nice. He's like, hey, do you care if I take pictures? No, man, go ahead, because it's all about exposure for everybody. And believe it or not, I didn't realize how big Instagram was. And good Lord, Instagram is the #1 social media in the world right now. Everybody wants to see pictures. So I try to toss pictures up all the time, and you know, just keep it entertaining, because we are in a very visual world. Everybody wants to see. They want to see everything you're doing and go from that. I'm trying to answer a couple messages that we've gotten. Jacob, he's talking about another band that's going to be coming in, and I want to make sure that Jacob, I'm assuming you're listening. So did you just get his information so that Jacob's kind of the guru of Just for Fun. So anybody that wants to send music and stuff, he's set us up an email account. People send music to him all the time. He kind of screens it. And he likes so much music just like we do, but like heavy metal, there's only a certain percentage of metal songs I can play, because some people, you know, you got to remember I'm playing to such a huge spectrum. So some people like country more than they do rock. So it's going to be hard to play like speed metal, and, you know, the Fire Station play speed metal, you know, or Rob's Performance play speed metal. So he kind of screens everything and makes sure everything's taken care of. So anything?
No.
You're just looking at me all silly. Out of all these years, you're finally here.
Yes.
Just because I was needing somebody. It's about time.
Sorry.
It's about time. You have to wait till I get in distress over here needing somebody. Well, what had happened? But you have a job. I'm not going to knock you.
Right.
So what do you do for a living? What did you say you took off today? So what's your boss make you do?
Yeah, I work for a construction company out of Madison, Georgia. It's just a small company, but we get a lot of work. We do a lot of agricultural stuff, a lot of barns.
That's cool.
Fences, you know. So I'm working with a framing crew. Basically, we've even done a few houses. And the thing is, you know, I got a lot to learn when it comes to carpentry.
Oh yeah,
I'll be the first one to admit that. But you know, they're some really good guys, and they've give me a lot of second chances when I didn't really need them.
Yeah, and I understand completely, because I'm an electrician, and I always was great with that and plumbing and a little bit of AC work. And when I was working fixing houses before they were getting sold, like resold, I was having agents hit me up and go, hey, while you're there putting that ceiling fan up, can you caulk the bathtub? Can you do this? Can you do that? But then I started getting, can you fix the deck? Huh. And I was not a wood guy. And a buddy of mine was. So we partnered up, because everywhere I was good, he wasn't.
Right.
and vice versa. So it was very nice that me and him could go do these, because literally he taught me so much about decks and supports I never would have known. A door jam I hate working on door jams, but this dude Jeff was just amazing. He could do anything. Windows and doors, he was excellent. Countertops, I don't even want to see a countertop. I don't even want to attempt to do a countertop because I already know I'm no good at it. And that's the first thing, is acknowledging when you know you suck at something. Don't even attempt to do it. And Ravens Motivation came out here one day, and because I am so busy now doing this, my mind is only wrapped around this now, and I have forgotten a lot of stuff about framing. And he was outside working on my deck, and I went outside to do something. He said, "Hey, I got this. You go back in and do what you do, and leave me doing what I do." And I'm like, "No problemo, dude. You have it." Because I'm not that great at it anyways. And if you're not that good at it, if you have time to learn, no offense, because you're learning. If you have time to learn it, absorb it. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, God, I just don't have time anymore. So,
Right.
all right, well, let me shoot off to a commercial. When we get back, we'll get him to play a couple of tunes and work everything in this morning. I appreciate all you listeners. It's Freaky Friday. Everybody is just feeling it. Like we are feeling it this week. I am so ready for the weekend. I have nothing planned. We did a movie last week out in my backyard. Who knows? Depending on the weather, you never know what might take place again. There is a concert tonight, though. Go ahead and fill me in on what I'm going to miss, by the way, because he told me about a concert. And, well, let me catch this real quick. Just for fun.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, it's Military Mike reporting from Tennessee.
Oh, well, what's happening with you?
Looking at the interstate and a bunch of fog.
Well, down here, there's no fog. It's already 75 already. It's going to be 90 by noon. And, of course, they're talking that 20% chance of rain, which means if I get on the motorcycle today, I'm going to get wet. I'm either sweating or getting in the rain.
It doesn't matter. If you get near that motorcycle, it's going to rain.
Yeah, that happened yesterday. As soon as
did go out on it?
No, here's what happened about a week or so ago. I'm at my house. I pull out my Doppler. I'm already dressed, put jeans on, put the boots on, start to back the bike out. I open the Doppler, and it shows Henry County, McDonough area, rain, but it's traveling south. So I'm like, cool. I get up to Horizons. I change out a windshield because I was test driving a new windshield for the Farron. A cloud pops up in the air. I'm seeing it. So I open the Doppler, and it shows it because, it moves under 15-minute increments. So it shows that there was no clouds. Now all of a sudden there's this little dot, and I'm looking at this black cloud. So I go test drive the windshield. I come back. I swap to another windshield. The black cloud in the air is a little bigger. I open my Doppler, and then it went from no dot to a little dot to a big dot. And I'm like, this ain't good. But I'm thinking it's far enough away. I still got time. So I come back with the second windshield. I start to take it off, and I check Doppler again. All of a sudden, the green dot is a big, big red dot. And I look up again, and it's like hell fixing to break loose. Literally, poured down rain. I was stuck there for over an hour.
Oh, wow.
So yesterday, same type of scenario. I look up in the air. I see this black cloud. I'm watching, and my gut said, don't even chance it. Just don't even. Thank God I didn't, because we had lightning storms and it rained to a wind, No. A tornado went through Monroe. No.
I'm serious. It was like a monsoon.
Yeah.
The wind was going, or the rain was going horizontal.
Yeah. Yeah, I normally don't get rain coming at a 45-degree angle hitting my garage door, but the inside of my garage was wet because it's hitting the door and rolling down. Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
And then we had to go out with the umbrella to get the baby out of the car.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like telling my wife, I bet you wish you had a minivan now. Because she swears she didn't want a minivan. And now it's like, I bet you wish you had one now, because my wife suffers from a disease called crackitis. And when she bends over and her shirt comes up, if she was wearing a thong, her thong would pop out. Well, the problem about having that exposed crack when it rains, it becomes a rain catcher.
Right.
So she swings the door open to get the baby out, and it's cold crack real fast because it's raining. So I'm like, I bet you wish you had a minivan now.
Uh-huh.
Yes, honey, I'm talking about your crack.
radio, aren't we?
Yeah, we're live, and my wife's gonna be like, "Did you really talk about my crack on the radio?" But it's not just her; it's a family trait. Her daughters have the very same crack problem. It's a family crack disease. Most families in the hood have crack problems, not the same crack problem we have.
Right.
Crystal, if you're listening, I just want you to know that next time I'm around the house, I hope it rains.
He's gonna be doing the Indian rain dance. We'll be like, Mike, what are you doing? Are you having a seizure? No, dude, I'm trying to tap out a rain dance.
Are you allowed to call it an Indian rain dance anymore?
I don't know because we're so PC now. And if you did it in a Dairy Queen, how many people do you offend?
Oh, wow.
I mean, because technically they're not the same Indians, so who's getting pissed off?
Different. It's different. Yeah. Well, hey,
That's called the
I'm
ice
up in
cream
the
dance then.
Yeah.
Sir?
I'm up in the mountains, and I don't want to get any peace police after me.
All right, well, have fun.
Okay, man. You guys have fun. Steph, how you doing?
Steph's not here. She's I haven't spoke to you. She had an orthopedic doctor's appointment, and basically the only time they could squeeze her in today would be right now. So she's on her way there now.
All right. Well, Redneck Steph, if you're listening, we love you.
Well, the jury's still out on that one, but we'll let you go with it. We'll see you later, Mike.
All right, guys. Have fun.
All right, bye. Okay, he hung up. All right, so we're going to shoot off the commercial, everybody. Give us just a few seconds. We'll be right back. It's just for fun in the morning. And don't do nothing that we would do. And whatever you do, don't act like Military Mike. Because Military Mike right now is in a car singing and dancing by himself. And if y'all didn't understand what he said as he was hanging up, is he's singing Wonder Redneck. Because he's making fun of Steph, saying that if we put duct tape around her cast, she'd be like Wonder Woman. So he's calling her Wonder Redneck. Wonder why. So anyways, we're out of here. We'll be right back.
Where's the restroom?
Right there. It's a dirty mess right now. That night when the grass was wet, it's on everybody's feet. I mean, it came all through today. Like, I'm not like a clean freak, but it's like some stuff.
It does plug in, but I'll do whatever you prefer.
Yeah, but it's just fast.
Yeah. I actually had it. I had it in my case playing somewhere last night, but yeah. So I guess that mic picks up pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah. I had to explain to my people too. It picks up so good that I could go stand over at the sliding glass door and open a can and you would hear it. I wasn't getting a wider angle, but I'd rather get a close. You'll see that sun shining through that curtain.
Oh yeah.
And those are supposed to be blackouts. You can't block them out completely.
Yeah, sun can do what it wants to do.
That's right. I got a one of my sponsors that does tent, so I got to get the tent put on the windows because it's going to help on the heat down here too. Because when that sun's coming up, it just beats down on these back windows.
Yeah. One thing I meant to ask, is there going to be some kind of link or something where I can go back and show this to people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this film's live on YouTube, so you can go to the YouTube and share it and everything else. When you get right now, anybody can click on and watch it live right as it's happening.
Right.
So they can go to YouTube right now. If you want to text anybody, tell them, they could go watch it as it's happening. And then after the show, YouTube runs it through their little processor to make sure I didn't play music or stuff. And then what they'll do is then they'll release it like 30 or 45 minutes after that. But this afternoon, literally, you can just share all the links. But if you tell people to go to YouTube and type in Just for Fun Radio and spell it with the number 4 instead of the word 4, it'll be the first video that pops up because it's the latest one.
Looks like I got one new follower off of
Yeah.
saying it on this show.
Yeah. It pops up all these people that we supposedly know, and I'm always trying to see before I add anybody if I really know that person or not. All right, everybody, we're back. We got him set up. If you're watching on camera, he's going to say, and you can wear the headphones. You don't have to if you don't want to. Just whatever makes you feel better to be able to hear yourself. I'm going to tune you as we're playing as well. Hit that guitar one time.
Just a second.
All right, there we go. So, what I'll do is whenever you're ready, introduce yourself. That way, I'm just stumbling over my words today. That way, you introduce yourself and start playing, and then that way, I'll actually have a live track recorded of you from here out. So that kind of works out good for you as well. So, all right, everybody, get ready because here we go.
Well, how y'all doing? For y'all listeners that are just tuning in, my name's Justin Huff. I'm from Buckhead, Georgia, right outside of Madison, Georgia, and I'm glad Scotty had me here to play a few songs for you guys today. Hope y'all enjoy it. I'm gonna play a few covers. I'm still pretty new to songwriting, but I'm gonna play a few covers for you guys and then play an original, see what y'all think. Hope y'all enjoy it. This is Right Where I Need to Be. It's a Gary Allan song. Hope you guys like it. Well, there's a plane flying out of here tonight. Destination New Orleans. Boss man says my big promotion's on the line. He says that's right where I need to be. Well, lately I've been on the road more than I've been home. All this leaving her alone is killing me. Holding her right now has got me thinking more and more. This is right where I need to be. Where when I hear her, I can see her, I can smell her sweet perfume. I can feel her skin against me when I sleep. Where I won't miss her, I can kiss her anytime that I want to. Yeah, that's right where I need to be. Well, there's a plane flying out of here tonight with an empty first class seat.
'cause I finally got all my priorities in line, and I'm right where I need to be. Where when I hear her, I can see her, I can smell her sweet perfume. I can feel her skin against me when I sleep. Where I won't miss her, I can kiss her anytime that I want to. Well, yeah, that's right where I need to be. Yeah, I'm right where I need to be.
I mean, that's the good stuff right there.
I sure appreciate it.
That's some good stuff. I mean, that's good. And I was just trying to tweak it here and there, but like you're on it, man. And it's cool watching somebody with microphone control because there's so many people when they get loud, they don't pull back. So I'm watching the numbers light up. I'm like, damn, he's on it. He is on it. Man, that was really good. And surprising. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because the same thing with the Cochran Row Band is, you know, you don't realize what the talent is that's right down the road. Half the time people don't pay attention to what's right there in their own backyard. So that's cool. So you going to do another cover? You want to do one of your originals? You feel free to do whatever makes you comfortable.
I'll go ahead and play an original of mine. It's something I've written in just the past couple of weeks.
All right.
It's something I hadn't really, I guess you could call it just something I wrote shortly after being out of high school, and just something that kind of shows how I feel about, you know, just adjusting to the adult life and everything.
All right.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
It's called These Days Are Strange. I wish I was still 17. Well, man, I miss those days. We did just what we wanted. And consequences, it never came. Well, these days are strange. You can still make a change. In this town is tough, everybody knows your name. And these days are strange. Well, high school's over now. Could have done better. You still made it out somehow. To some dead end 9 to 5. Makes you barely feel alive. And these days are strange. You can still make a change. You're the only one that can put the air to the flame. These days are strange. Well, these days are strange. Still make a change. Well, in this town it's tough, everybody knows your name. These days are strange.
That right there's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. There's And that's that story I was talking about. That's what makes that cool.
I appreciate it. And that's the first time anyone's heard this anywhere. I haven't never played this song in front of anyone before.
Man, that's awesome.
I was saving it just for fun radio.
Hey, man, that's good. And the good thing is we now have you recorded too. And Jacob the Guru is in Oklahoma, and I was texting going, "Hey, how's it sound?" Because he's checking it out on the radio as well as scoping it out on video. And he's like, "Man, this is good. This is good stuff." So I'm happy. And Mr. Archer himself is hitting up at the same time, going, "Man, this is good." So that's some good recording. So, yeah, you want to take a break? We'll go back to a regular part of the show for a few minutes and come back and do another song. Or if you want to do another song, feel free.
That sounds good. We'll take a little break.
Okay. All right, y'all give us a few minutes. We'll go to a commercial and we'll come back and get camera set and everything set back up to where we were. So everybody hang tight. It's just fun in the morning. Man, that was good.
You enjoyed that song?
Oh God, yes.
I appreciate it.
And the good thing is I feel it, I see it. And that's the kind of person I am. That's why I said when you can relate to it, I'm kind of like, man, that was dead on it. You know?
Right. That was my first time trying anything original.
Yeah, the black people.
It's something I kind of avoided up until now.
Oh man, that's good. And that's the whole thing, is the whole story. The whole story is what everybody can relate to. I mean, because where you were at is exactly where everybody's been. Where do you go now? What do you do? How much does it seem normal? I mean, because you don't know what to do. Like, for instance, my daughter's 19. She don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that bad.
Yeah.
My family wants to convince her, you've got to go to college. You've got to go to college.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to go to college.
Yeah, that's kind of what that song's all about. Figuring out what you're going to do after high school.
That's right. Would you do me a favor and go up there and turn that just a little towards him? And you don't have to grab the camera part by itself, but the chunk right under the camera. Yeah. Just kind of move it towards. That's good. Perfect right there. We had a motorized one, but again, when you add all that technology, stupid stuff happens. I'm sitting at the Waffle House and he sounded excellent because they place it up there too.
You moved mine.
Sir,
You
ma'am?
moved my
You're what?
the thing. You moved it. There it is.
Yeah, I have to. That's how, because that way I have it up there. So when we're moving it, we can see it. Because sometimes I have to do it by myself. So I got to be able to go.
I see you, so.
Well, you got to be able to adjust it, smarty. There's so many times we're doing so much here where I'm having to do everything sometimes. So it's like I have to keep it. All my buddies that help me set stuff up go, man, if you do it this way, I'm like, but you got to keep in mind, I still got to be able to make it where if I have to do it by myself, I can. So a lot of times it's great when they go, oh yeah, but we're always here. Not always, It's like that's your first time ever touching it. It's kind of that way. I always have to think the worst outcome and the easiest.
Right.
Man, I can't believe. So I turned down tonight's concert, right? Because it was supposed to be hot and I didn't want to go. I knew Blackberry Smoke was going to be there and I like him, don't get me wrong. And I knew Leonard Skinner was going to be there and that wouldn't have been bad. Don't get me wrong. But after I say I'm not going to go, my wife's like, I can't believe you've turned down going to see Travis Tritt. And I went, what? I didn't know Travis Tritt was going to be there too.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise to me when I seen on the tickets. I thought it was just going to be Blackberry.
Right.
I didn't think Travis Tritt was going to be there, but that's definitely going to be worth it for me.
Oh yeah.
That's Travis Tritt, somebody I grew up with as a young kid.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's living proof that if you work hard enough, dreams can come true. And I'm just sitting here blown away, like, man, I can't believe.
Have you heard his daughter
I know him and his daughter has done some duet or something.
Is awesome. You know where she get it from. You know where she gets it from.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Man, and one of our listeners who listens to the show, not a country music fan at all. He said one line of the song was very telling of today's youth. Consequences never came.
Yeah.
You should discuss that with him because I guarantee you, I got beat as kids. I'm not sure. You know, you're reading people's texts, but
Right.
That's just cool. Alex, he's not a country listener at all. That's just cool. That's cool. He's listening, and that's cool. He gets it. You know what I mean? So yeah, when we come back, we'll talk about some of that. You know what? I mean, of course, yeah, it's based on real life, but explain where you were, what kind of made you go that direction with the song and things like that. Because like right now, what's playing is my cousin is Michael Allman, Greg Allman's son, and him playing It Ain't Me. Me and him had sat and written some stuff before, and when I hear It Ain't Me, he's talking about it ain't me anymore, who I was and who I am. Right. And I relate to that because before he went back to singing, he was doing construction. I was doing construction. At that point, I was DJing, doing karaoke in bars and weddings and stuff. And then he was helping me do roofs. And I kept saying, man, you need to get back in this. You need to get back in there because we were both singing, driving down the road all the time. And before I started talking like DJ Scotty all the time, I sang country music. But you can't talk like you can't have the radio voice and sing. It doesn't work because my voice was staying ripped apart, like laryngitis most of the time. But my moral is, you know, when I listen to that song, I'm like, God, because I remember us being running down that road. You know, I remember us loading stuff at Home Depot and going to do this construction and being assholes. And, you know, it's just so funny when you hear it and you relate to it, you're just like, wow. And I tell people that's the thing I love about being a DJ, because I can take you back to your first kiss. I can take you back to the first time you got caught kissing the girl at the park. I can take you back to the first dance with your wife before she was your wife. I can take you back to where your mom picked you up in the living room one day. I mean, you know, that's the good thing about music. All right, we're going back. All right, everybody, we are back. I was getting text messages about his song and some of the lyrics in his song. So I was going to ask, you know, where were you in your mind where were you in your life as you're writing that song?
Well, it's just a combination of experiences. When I was, you know, still in high school, you know, at 20 years old, I look back to the age of 16 and just, you know, you just think a lot. You wish you would know then what you wish you would know now what you knew then, you know.
Yeah, the whole life. I'm with you on that one.
That's a lot of that. What that song's about, like the guy that sent in a text talking about the line that says consequences never came. And that's something you really realize once you've grown up. You realize there are a lot more consequences to what you do once you're an adult, as opposed to when you were a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a big thing to get used to.
And I look back now, just by that being said, so when I bought my first crotch rocket, I was 20 years old. And just to show you where your mindset is, at 20 years old, I was renting a house, I had roommates. I had no motorcycle license. I had a regular license. I went and got insurance, because the way it works is kind of silly. I can go get insurance on the bike, whether I have a license or not. With the insurance, you have to have the insurance to get the tag, whether you have a motorcycle license or not. So I went and got insurance, went and got a tag, then went to go take the test for the motorcycle license and just answered a couple of questions wrong. Never got the motorcycle license, but you still are insured. You're still tagged to ride. So you're still somewhat legal until you quit paying your insurance. And I rode around for 3 years with no insurance. And the first year it was a legit tag until the insurance was canceled. And then the second and third year, it wasn't even a legit tag. And I never feared it. I never feared getting pulled over. I never thought about it. I just got on my bike and went. Now I look back and go, what the hell was I thinking? You know, because now it's like, oh my God, I got a house payment. I got kids. Well, in my case, the house payment not anymore. But the thing is who's going to pay the bills if I go to jail? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do this? Who's going to take care of the wife? Who's going to take care of the baby? Well, and they actually take care of me. So, you know, at the age you're at, it's where I was, and I didn't think about it. And it's kind of cool. You're going. You wrote a song because you're thinking about it. And you know, I look back now and go, oh my God, what was I thinking? And yeah, I think a lot of people at your age bracket doesn't consider tomorrow. They don't even think of yesterday hardly, much less worry about tomorrow.
Right.
That's just cool. That's just cool. And it's cool that Alex doesn't even listen to country. And it's kind of cool that he heard this enough that he actually heard it. You know, some people hear music, but don't mean they listen. So that's really cool that somebody that's not even a big country fan listened and actually got the message. So it's that's really cool, man. And anybody, he was noticing that he got a like on his page. Make sure you go check him out. Again, plug how to find yourself on Facebook. I want to make sure everybody that wants to go by and check your page out can go check your page out, like his page, keep up with where he's at, you know, as far as playing locally and stuff like that. And events. We're going to start squeezing them in on some events.
Right. Well, yeah. Facebook, I just have a personal page right now. I don't have a fan page, but I'll make one as soon as possible. Everyone can go ahead and give my personal page a follow and everything. And on Instagram, I have an account, J Huff Music. It's all one word, J Huff Music. And I post a lot of my gigs and stuff on that Instagram account as well.
Is that it right there? Nope, that ain't.
Nope.
God, don't even look, man. Let me tell you, is that your mug shot? Because that don't even look like you.
Yeah, that guy up there, that's me.
Just for on the radio.
What I tell you?
Oh, I was like, what kind of jokester's gonna call here laughing into the phone like that? But guess who it is? And you know.
It's Rich Archer, the Ari Gold of Eastern Georgia.
Are we trying to stroke our own ego there, sir?
Oh, man, I'm telling you what, I did not find this kid, but he has been found. Isn't that something?
Yeah, and I really like it. And I think, and I know I might be overemphasizing. I just think it's cool that Alex heard it. I think that's cool. Alex listened and caught the message, and I think that is amazing. He just sent another text. He says, isn't it crazy, though, that the kids grow up now with zero consequences to learn from? So it's really cool to know that, you know, the music is reaching people, and then that's really awesome.
Oh, man, I could not be more prouder than I am now of him. I mean, I seen the kid when he was a kid. I mean, it's just, I'm
going to make sure I get on that page as well. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I seen him as a kid and standing there in the chop house, just the singing, just wailing. Oh, and it was just, you know, you just know. You know how you just know that somebody gets it?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what, listeners, this is Rich Archer, and I'm telling you, Justin Huff gets it. Y'all rock on. Justin, you're doing great, babe. I love you. Have a great show.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Well, that's
all
really
right,
cool.
We'll talk to you guys later.
All right, man. See you later.
I'm listening in.
All righty. You can hear it going over his radio. Bye. All right. So that's you with the deer, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I go to pull up a picture, and it looks like this dude. It looks like he's like making pipe bombs or something in the backyard. I'm like, that don't look like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's never good. Hey, I think I seen a picture of you. Wasn't you the guy making pipe bombs? No, that was not me.
That's the bad thing about Facebook. There's a lot of misunderstandings because, you know, there's people all over the world with the same name as you.
Exactly. And then that's why I try to always look at the pictures, you know, because you never know. And then you see a person like this and you really never know. I mean, she might have pipe bombs in the trunk of the car.
Oh yeah, man. I hope he isn't listening.
Yeah, we'll be hearing a boom in a minute. It'll probably be my bus. We've already made jokes about that. I made some Muslim jokes one time and was really worried that we were going to go outside and the bus be on fire. And then I make Catholic jokes. I keep saying, why? Is everybody ready for this? Why does the Pope's outfit and the Ku Klux outfit look the same? Like, why do they dress the same? The only thing is the Pope's got a little bling. Mm-hmm. He's got a little necklace with a cross on it. He might have he's got his hat bedazzled, you know, But other than that, they kind of dress alike.
Yeah.
They're both white. They both a little prejudiced. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So why y'all got to dress alike? Just saying. Don't nobody kill me. They're just jokes, maybe. But it is a legit question. I would love to ask the Pope if somebody could ever fix it where I have an interview with the Pope. I swear I will not tell him he looks like a Klan member face to face. I'll play a recording so he hears me say it once before, and hopefully that would give me like 10 seconds of run time before his security, kills me or, whoops me and throws me in the bottom of the Vatican where all the secret stuff is, like the 3-headed toad or something. Ooh, gross, the armpit hair.
Ew.
How you feel about ladies with the armpit hair there, Valerie?
Oh,
And now they're dyeing it to be fashionable.
why?
I don't know.
That's just,
I don't get it.
it's gross.
Well, the problem is if I wanted to see a dude with boobs, it probably would be a dude with boobs. I mean,
Right.
I don't need to see a woman with more hair under her armpits than mine.
You can't have any higher expectation than just see a dude with boobs.
That's right. That's right. And after that, where do you go? What tops that, right? Just saying. Oh, my Lord. So, look, everybody, we're at 9/11. Anybody want to call in? You want to call in and ask any questions? Please feel free. We've not had a lot of interaction with everybody today. That's kind of odd to see a Disney picture like that. So I'm passing, and there's these Disney pictures of like Beauty and the Beast. I have no idea what this is, but it's provocative Disney pictures, which is a little awkward. Just a little awkward. And this is where when I'm strolling on down through Facebook, Mike usually gets choked up because he sees stuff that gets his attention like that. Yeah. So anyways, it's just for fun. So Valerie, what do you got planned for today? We know that he's going to a concert. We know that I'm now missing out on such a great concert because I dumbassed it. What do you got going on today?
Work and then nothing. I'm on, I guess what you call an old fart. I go to bed, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I don't go to Fusions anymore. Sorry, Mike.
Well, with you saying it like that, is there a reason you don't go or just because you're an old fart?
Sleep, man.
Okay. Well, I mean, at least that way you say, I'm sorry, Mike, like something bad. So I just wanted to clarify that nothing bad happened at Fusions.
No, it's just,
You're just catching up with yourself.
Right. Well, also, I got to give a shout out to my best friend is Mike's mom. So
she convinced you to stop going to Fusions?
no.
Well, that was just real simple. I got to give a shout out. It was Mike's mom. Like, we're talking about why you're not going to Fusions.
No,
it was Mike's mom.
I'm saying it's.
Make sure you face the camera. Hey, Mike, the reason she doesn't come visit your business anymore is because your mom.
No, it's not your mom. I said, sorry, Mike. It is your mom. No.
Shoe, and do you need some salt with that? You might want to roll aids after you eat that shoe that you're apparently sucking on down in your throat. Yeah, you don't really have nothing else to say, do you? You're a little choked up right now. You can see it. It's okay. Believe me, I've said a lot of stupid stuff and continue and probably will today. You know what? The biggest question of my day will be, how many people am I going to piss off today? We already know it's going to happen. I'll get in my van. I'll do a video or something. Somebody somewhere is going to complain.
Mm-hmm.
I already have the weird sign guy, stalking me. How weird is that, though, that you have that kind of guy stalking you? And people wonder why I carry guns. So somebody that keeps screaming that I'm going to hell and I better repent and you're stalking me, no wonder I carry a Glock on my hip. It's going to be like the paparazzi. Wait for the flash. Right, Alex? Alex, I would love for you to call in. I would love to hear how you were at a Glock manufacturing plant or whatever. I only caught bits and pieces of what you were doing the other day, but I saw pictures of a Glock pass, and I need to know how to get there myself. So if you would like to call in, 678-760-1556. Oh yeah, and then one of my cop buddy, well, it was actually two cop buddies, says, and your friends carry guns too. So yeah, we definitely support the amendment to bear arms. I'm all for it, because if I feel that my life is in imminent danger, I feel my life is threatened. I'm sorry. If you're not close enough to me, you ain't got no problems. Just truthfully, I mean, I'm not making threats or anything like that. But if a weirdo follows me to my front door, God help him.
You're right.
I hope your God loves you, because you're fixing to meet him. I had no lie, dude. I had AT&T meeting me here the other day. So I leave a motorcycle shop, and there was a guy at this motorcycle shop. I go ride for like 10 or 15 minutes. I end up at the second motorcycle shop. Well, the same guy was already in that motorcycle shop. I'm thinking, didn't I just see you? But I didn't think much about it. So I get ready to leave. And as I leave, he walks out a few seconds behind me. So I get on my bike. I go, waste a couple seconds, putting my phone on my phone holder. I'm trying to kill a couple seconds, see what this cat's fixing to do. He apparently's doing something too. I get on my motorcycle. I cross over 138. He crosses over 138. He's behind me. I get to a red light. He's a couple cars behind me, but he stays behind me at the soccer fields. So before you get to my four-way, there's a red light. I knew the red light. I knew where it was. I topped this hill to where I could see the green. I started slowing down. It turned yellow. I goosed it. He was several cars behind me. Those cars get into the turn lane. He now runs the four-way red light to stay behind me. Why? Why would you run a red light unless... So I take a left into another neighborhood before I get to mine, and I watch him pass. I spin out and get behind him. Now I'm 2 cars behind him. We get to the four-way. He keeps eyeballing in his mirror looking at me, but he goes straight. I'm like, okay. So I pull in my yard, and AT&T was already here. And I said, sorry, dude, I had to wiggle somebody off that was apparently following me home. He said, really? And he knew me. He knows who I am from the bike world. So I described what the guy looked like. A couple of seconds later, my AT&T guy says, well, look, I got to go down to the end of the street real quick and work on the box. So he's down there. A couple of seconds later, he dials my phone up and says, hey, this dude that you just described is coming down your road right now. And I said, well, I already got my bike in the in the garage, so he's not going to know where I'm at. But I stood on my front porch and watched the guy drive by. Now, why are you following me? That's not paranormal. That's not being paranoid. Right. That's kind of being reality. Right. And that is the world I live in. Oh God. So here's I'm not real sure who she is with her lime green armpit hair.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Now, I like sherbet, but that doesn't make me want to go eat any.
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm just saying that lime green does nothing for me. I'm double checking. Yes, Alex, that is the right phone number if you'd like to dial it. Waiting on the phone. Because it takes about 30 seconds for him to get there. What you got? You got anybody texting you about the show? Any of your friends listening?
No, just other CNAs that don't want to work today.
Oh, calling in sick?
Yes.
Don't you just love that? My wife gets that all the time. I need hours. Oh, I can't work Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't work Saturday.
Everyone that needs hours never wants to get them when they're given.
That's right.
Well, I love when we do, they call into they call in and say, oh, are y'all hiring? Yeah, we're hiring. Where's your availability? Oh, I'm open all the time. They get the job.
Yes.
And then they go, oh, sorry. Well, we can't work weekends.
That's right. Yeah. And that's when you most likely need people.
Yes.
Just for fun. Hey.
Good morning.
What's happening?
Not a whole lot. Just checking out the aftermath from yesterday's storm, listening to some good country music.
All right, man. So let me know. I've got a picture that I pulled up a little while ago. It's a lady I ride bikes with, her and her husband. They showed a picture looking out their front door, and in the background, you see a couple of houses, but in the background, you see the tornado that was going in Monroe.
Right.
So how'd that turn out? Let's hear it.
Well, I'm on the south west side of town, and that hit kind of like northeast, going toward Athens. So when we was outside watching the storms come in, we thought we was finna have to go to the storm shelter, you know, because we live in a trailer park. And then these, you know, it usually gets dark right at the sign of a thunderstorm come in. So yesterday, about 15 minutes after that first darkness, I mean, it got pitch black. And then the bottom dropped, the wind picked up, started hailing a little bit. I mean, we was getting the dogs together. We finna go to the storm shelter. But it didn't hit here. It was just on the north end of town. I would say like more like going towards 78-ish, going east. I mean, it was pretty ugly.
All right. Well, I don't want to say that's good or bad, but that's not good.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it turn dark like that in like 8 years.
So did you hear a tornado? I mean, did you witness the tornado, or did you just kind of see the clouds and know that it was happening?
I seen the clouds and noticed it was happening. I mean, I've seen too many clouds come over, but I knew that wasn't no downburst.
Well,
you generally in a severe thunderstorm, you get a downburst first, but that wasn't no downburst.
right.
I had to be like a F1, one-ish. I mean, it's
One-ish.
a small tornado.
Hey man, I
Yeah.
just saw some pictures of trees knocked down and knocked over and broken in half, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. Yeah, and it was. Some told my wife last night at Home Depot, because she works at Home Depot here in Monroe, and some said it even done a little bit of damage at the Walton EMC building.
Man, that ain't good.
And you know, that's pretty tough building right there.
And
know?
Monroe is definitely not a place that's used to tornadoes. That's not like always happening. That's kind of a once in a, I'm not gonna say lifetime, but it's definitely not a occurrence that happens a lot.
It's once, maybe every 2 or 3 years,
Mm.
if that, maybe more.
And no offense, I don't mean this to sound bad, but that would be the moment that being in a trailer would freak me the halo out.
Oh, we was freaking out. Like I said, me and my daughter was here by herself, and we was getting medication together. We was getting the dogs together. We finna head to the storm shelter. That's how bad it was.
So your neighborhood has a storm shelter?
Right.
That's kind of cool.
Backyard. You step through my backyard, and maybe 15 feet, you're in the storm shelter.
Well, that's cool. I mean, that's cool that they offer it. I mean, truthfully, I did not know that was something that is offered in mobile home communities, if you will.
Well, believe it or not, 8 years ago when I moved into Magnolia Ridge Trailer Park, no storm shelter.
Well, and again, you know, my dad was like wagon train before he passed away. He lived there. I didn't know. I mean, I've never heard of a storm shelter in a trailer park. I mean, it's kind of a good idea. Don't get me wrong. Because what is the joke? You know, trailer parks attract tornadoes.
Yeah, they're like a magnet for tornadoes.
That's right.
I guess the reason being because the underpinning's not strong enough to withhold all that wind.
I don't know.
That comes in with the thunderstorms, and it lifts the trailers up and rips them all to shame.
I don't know, man. And again, what makes it the magnet part of it, you know, as far as the way people visualize it.
Right. I mean, it was so bad, I've never had hair stand on the back of my neck.
Yeah,
That's
because
how bad
usually
it
it's so long you just have it combed down.
Exactly. and the thing about it is, I just shave my head too, so it does a lot to stand the head up on that's been shaved.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, brother, we're gonna get out of here. Holla if anything else comes up.
All right, well, y'all have a Just for Fun day on Just for Fun Radio.
All right, man. See you later.
Peace out.
All right, bye. All right, man. You want to do another one?
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, give me a minute and you get yourself tuned in or whatever. I'll change the camera back around just so we can get up close of you.
All right. Just mic your head right here. All right.
Hello? Hello?
Scott?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, what's going on?
What's happening with you?
Nothing. Just, working.
That's right. So tell me about this Glock stuff, man. I saw your little pass the other day, and then I just didn't have time to go through reading it all. And then I see you had 2 clips, too.
Yeah. I'm surprised how many people don't know this, to be honest, because Glock's right here in Smyrna. And I go there, I don't know, maybe once, twice a year, take different guns there, and you can take them in, give them to the armorers. They will strip them apart, replace any parts that need to be replaced, springs. For example, I have a Glock 42. It's one of the original runs, and it's been somewhat unreliable for people. So they've made a bunch of upgrades to it over the last year and a half, and if you take in your gun, they'll put in all the new parts for you for free.
Hey.
And they gave me a couple of the latest magazine revisions for free as well.
So what do we got to do to schedule that? Do you just go up there, or do you have to make an appointment, or?
I usually call just to make sure they're taking walk-ins that day, but
Right.
usually it's every day as long as you get there before 4 p.m.
God, Philip Snow, I see a trip on motorcycles. I see a trip to the Glocks. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
I need to get
I
up
mean,
there.
And it's free. If you walk in, they never charge you.
Right.
Now, if you live out of state and you mail the guns in, a lot of times there's fees for the work.
Right.
But I've taken I have a Glock 27. It's 20 years old. I've taken that in there. They rebuilt the whole thing. Didn't charge me a penny.
Cool. Well, I need to go check that out. That would just be amazing, especially right here local. And I am all about supporting the guns. And hey, why not go up there and check out Glock?
Yeah. Plus, you get good factory parts installed by the pros. So why not, right?
Well, that and like you said, it's free. I could get up there and walk in, check out any of the latest anything. So why would I not go do this? And plus, it'd be kind of cool just to go check out a gun building like that.
Absolutely, and they're real good about it. There was a guy in there yesterday he'd bought a Glock 19 off of somebody, and they'd done some trigger work to it, put in a ghost connector and things like that. All non-factory parts that void the warranty.
Right.
He takes the gun in, tells the armor, the trigger's too light, and it seems to fire itself on the reset. So they took it, rebuilt it with factory parts, gave it back to him, didn't charge him a penny.
Hot dang. And see, I was wanting to do stuff to mine, but I like keeping mine factory too, because now I know, you know what I mean? I know if I have any problems, I just take it to them. And if it's all factory, it's just to me, it's just simpler. And 90% of the time, you're only using it for personal protection anyway. So you don't have to have all that tricked out stuff. Or at least I don't.
I don't do any spring or trigger work to my carry gun. I do to my competition gun, obviously.
Right.
Definitely.
Definitely.
That has a full Z-Tech spring package and, all kind of different things on it. But again, if I took that to Glock, they would still work on it.
Right.
So,
All right, let me cut out because that saw behind you is killing us. I appreciate you calling in, though. Thank you, man. See you later. So, yeah, now I know to go check them out. I know to go check them out because I didn't know. I didn't even think about it. Like, I heard there was a Beretta plant here. I just don't know where. But, yeah, that's cool because that's what I totes the Glock. So, and I'm all about that. Sorry, I'm all about personal protection, which y'all don't even realize is. Look right here. So if you come in here unexpectedly, you literally, by the time you come in that door, before you could ever get to me, it's on. The good thing is the camera's not on me, so nobody just saw where my 12 gauge is hidden. So yeah, you come through here, there's a sawed off 12 gauge just waiting. I'm all about personal protection. Sorry. Look, well, when you got crazy folks, I mean, I've had death threats. When I started helping the homeless, there's people like, I know where you live. I'm feeding the homeless. Yeah, but that's not right. Feeding the homeless ain't right?
Right.
Like, why does me feeding the homeless affect your life? Like, for what reason does that matter? Oh, yeah, I know where you're at. Okay, are you dropping off water? They need socks, underwear. I need some shoes.
Jackets during
that's
the
right.
cold weather.
That's exactly right. All right, man. We're gonna let him play again. Another original, another cover. What you feeling? What you in the mood for?
I'll just go ahead and play another cover.
All right.
Rich was talking about when I played at Chop House earlier. That was something that I did. That was a regular gig that I did for nearly 2 years and had a lot of good memories there. And a lot of cover songs that people always want to hear from me there were Eric Church. So I figured I'd go ahead and play Eric Church.
Cool. So everybody, here you go. Here's some Justin Huff.
It was the summer before the real world started. The deal was we would get to go. If we cleaned it up, got it running, had his old Winnebago. Winging a prayer down 65, 5 best friends on football ties. I can still see Billy smiling when we finally made it to Talladega. Boys, raise up the whiskey in your glass. Here's to turning up, slowing down, cars that go real fast. We were laughing and living, drinking and wishing, thinking as that checkered flag was waving. Sure would like to stay in Talladega. Like a stone, time rolls on. You can't hit pause like we used to do. Those days in life don't stand out. Life's about those days that we were like rocking random, getting rowdy, shooting Roman candles at the Man in the Moon till the Alabama sun was breaking over Talladega. Boys, raise up, whiskey in your glass. Here's to turning up, slowing down, cars that go real fast. We were laughing and living, drinking and wishing, thinking as that checkered flag was waving. Sure would like to stay in Talladega.
Awesome there. Awesome. I was actually sitting here trying to get this to share on your Facebook page as we are speaking right now. That way people know that they can go check it out. Man.
Well, I appreciate that.
I tell you what, man, it is you're actually good. And I don't mean that to sound bad. I just mean I just love when we find out that our local talent is just that great. You send me a text message. Why don't you just ask me? Because now I have dead air. Ask me, so I don't have to read this.
It's not a question.
Oh, it's not a question.
No,
okay,
it's not
then
a question.
I'll get to it in just a second. We fix go to a commercial.
Okay.
I just find it funny when people next to me are texting. I'm like, really? You're sitting right here.
But he was singing.
I know. All right, everybody, give us just a few seconds. Porch Honky coming up with Moccasin Creek. That was a request by Jeff. Give us a minute. We'll be right back. It's Just for Fun in the Morning. Yeah, I'm reading that going. And I'm like, why did you just send me this?
Yeah, Scott, I really appreciate y'all having me.
No, man, this is awesome. And this is the scenario. Anytime you want to show up or you create a new song or anything, all you do is just shout and let us know.
Right.
We're
Well,
all about pushing the locals.
I'm thinking once I've written enough, I think I want to do a demo. So, and that, that won't be anytime soon, but
Right.
it'll be in the near future. If I could come back to promote that, that'd be
Oh
awesome.
God, yeah. And then once you have a demo made,
Yeah.
all you have to do is email me the MP3,
Yeah.
and I'll play it. I'll have it in rotation so it plays. You know, that's the cool part is people being able to hear it anytime they want.
Sounds like a good deal.
Are you getting ready to go?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I just had to stand up. For a
Yeah, I
second.
was gonna say you can stay until you're ready to go. Ooh, let me use the restroom real quick. Usually we're so wide open. It's kind of cool. Friday we're just kind of relaxing and chilling.
Right. So the Relay for Life, the Relay for Life events y'all do, is that at a high school near here or?
Actually, it's at the Covington Church of Covington,
Okay.
and it's huge. Newton County and Gwinnett County are probably the hugest.
Well, yeah, I'd love for y'all to book me. I got a ton of musicians I go to high school with that would love to be a part of something like that. They're really good. They're even some of them I would even say they're better than me.
One of them isn't Justin G's, is it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. Don't think we're gonna have him back.
What, did you have a bad run-in with him or something?
Just the way he
Even-
was, his Maynard,
Oh, yeah.
Justin from.
Remember, all that's live. Yeah.
Still here.
Live.
Oh, yeah, the video's still playing.
Yeah, you have to keep all that in mind. So yes, after the show, we can have these discussions.
Well, I done said his name twice.
Because I was going to discuss some stuff with you too about stuff, but go ahead.
But yeah, I guess it was just the well mannered, that he gave all
Right.
instructions of our committee people. I wasn't on stage, I was heard.
Right.
And I guess it struck them the wrong way or whatever.
Yeah, I'd love to be a part of some big event like that. Just contact me over. You already friended me on Facebook. Or just let me know if anything pops up. I can even get a band together to play with me if that's necessary. I got plenty of friends. I got plenty of friends that play with me. They just until I get something like a demo going, they're not that interested in playing gigs with me and stuff yet.
Yeah, because I have a request for this year. So this year, even though it's nice to get paid, we'll talk more after the show.
All right.
Waiting on a ride. How'd you get here? Did you get dropped off? Oh, your car broke down.
No, my car's being broken.
Oh, somebody's using your car. Okay. The way you said it, I'm like, okay. No problem.
No, my car better not be broke down
It better not be when it gets back here, right?
because considering that
That's why I worry about loaning stuff sometimes.
that's my husband's vehicle, the one that passed away.
Yeah, I'm real leery about loaning stuff because my problem is it's kind of like, would you loan your guitar to somebody?
Right.
I don't loan my motorcycle to anybody because I'm sorry doesn't fix it. You can loan me stuff all day long.
Oh yeah.
I know that's an oxymoron, but I'm going to take care of your stuff because I don't want to have to replace it because that's the kind of person I am. But every time I've loaned stuff to somebody, like I loaned somebody some of my speakers and $1,200 worth of speakers blown up.
Oh yeah.
And I just don't loan gear anymore. I just don't. I mean, it's bad enough I hand people a $400 to $600 microphone and let them walk off and they don't break it. But like my $800 to $900 motorcycle, microphone, I can't let you walk off with it because if you drop it, we're just gone. All right, everybody, we is back in the saddle again. Sorry, I always do that. It's just a force. So you were sending me a text and you say it was more of a statement than a question. Go for it. Explain. What is your job?
I am a CNA. Well, actually, I answer the phones in the office. But everybody asks, what's the difference in a CNA and a caregiver? If you don't know, and sorry to all your CNAs out there that are listening, but if you are a CNA.
CNA.
Yes, certified nursing assistant.
Okay.
Okay, well, the certified goes a long way because that's the difference between certified and a caregiver. A caregiver is not certified to be a butt wiper, basically.
Steph, no caregivers for you. Sorry.
So if you wanna
She's
be a
facing this situation.
certified-
So a certified butt wiper.
Yes.
I thought I was a certified butt wiper. People have told me for years I was certified. And I have been called butt wipe more than you can imagine. So I believe I should have a grandfather clause into being a certified butt wiper.
Just for the experience.
Just for the experience
There you
alone.
go.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to go get some documentation apparently.
Gotta
Let-
get a license.
Yeah, I need that. I need that stamp on my passport. keep going.
But we are hiring for CNAs. We have clients from Augusta all the way to Gainesville. So, and as far down as Valdosta, if we can get somebody down there.
Wow.
So
That's
we
a
go
company that will
all
send
over.
you. Yeah.
Right. And so if we take care of your loved ones is what the motto is.
Right.
And so when you don't have time, not saying that you don't have the heart, but if you don't have the time because of jobs,
Yes.
call us.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. A lot of people don't realize when they take on these tasks. You know, we took on my uncle, and that's how I know Andy Bass is. Andy actually hung out with my uncle, lived with my uncle, helped take care of my uncle. Once my uncle, in the beginning, we had to have someone like you. We had to because we didn't know nothing.
Right.
Then once he learned a lot through Shepherd Spinal Clinic, and then Andy got into the picture, and Andy was with them several times at Shepherd. And once we learned a little more as a family, we were able to do certain things. But I worked all the time. My grandmother was not physically able to do it. Andy could. And then there towards unfortunately the end with my uncle, he needed another person like you, because that's the part of life people don't want to talk about, but it really exists.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually I'm going to need something. And I jokingly say to my daughter, I'm like, you better marry good or get a good job because you got to be able to take care of me. She's like, no, I got to make plenty of money because I'm sending you somewhere. I'm like, good God Almighty. I see how that's going to be.
Well, you also have the older generation that don't like nursing homes.
Yes.
That only want to stay.
They want to
at
be in
home.
their place. Yeah.
So, that's another reason why we would come in.
Right.
And to do what the nursing home would do at home.
That's right.
So, but S. Ellis is awesome. I've worked there since September. And matter of fact, my best friend, she works in the office. Khadijah is the office.
Really? I thought we said a little while ago your best friend was Mike Brown's mom, and that's who
I
told
have
you to quit
two.
going to the bar.
Oh, I can't have but one.
No, I'm just digging a ditch for you. That's all. I'm just digging a ditch. Keep going.
But Deidre, she's awesome. She's an office administrator, and she takes care of the whole office, and she tells me what to do and when to answer the phones. And
it takes that though. It
Oh,
takes, I always say the words, and most of the time you guys on the radio don't hear it, but the people that work with me, somebody's got to be captain of the ship.
all right.
And everybody has a role. I mean, Stephanie does what she does now. I've relinquished so much stress, and I'm just like, you handle it. Which then, such as today, when she's not here, it leaves me in limbo because I don't know what she has planned. Sometimes I just let her handle it. So it helps to have roles and everybody do their job. So it takes the person who runs your company, it takes the person that owns your company, it takes everybody that works in the company to make a successful company.
Right. And some CNAs, they know my voice.
You keep
better.
saying CNA, and I keep thinking the CMA Awards. I'm sorry, but it's like she keeps saying it, and I'm like, Alan Jackson performs at 9. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But when the CNAs call, they call and they ask for me because I've been there since September. They're used to my voice. They're not used to Deidre's. So it's kind of funny because of the fact, the transition of going into, okay, that's a Deidre phone call. And she's like, oh, why? Why do you send them over to me?
Right.
So, but it's all fun. It's all good. And I love my job now working in the office, but I do love my job being, caring for others.
So you worked in, if I have to look at it like I did construction. So you worked in the field doing the actual physical, taking care of the people, and you've
Right.
just now moved into the office part of it.
Right.
What kind of transition is that for you? Because that happened to me, and at first I thought it was cool, and then I was like, this is a whole different stress.
It is. And, the stress of making sure the person's well taken care of and then the stress of getting someone to do that job is another stress,
Right.
In itself. And that's what I was dealing with today, of people not wanting to go to work and getting there on time. And, you know,
And the problem that nobody wants to look at is you, at a point, as the boss, you have to assign where people are going. The problem is if person A, B, or C doesn't want to come to work,
right,
it's the person that you're sending them to that now is lagging, because you have to fill that position.
Right.
You have to have somebody go help that person.
right. And they're calling and saying, okay, where's my caregiver? Where's my
Right.
CNA? Where is this person?
They were
at?
supposed to be here at this time.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got things that I've got to do. I've got appointments, you know,
Right.
or something.
And see,
whatever.
that's not just your company. I want to be clear of that, because we're not trying to talk bad about her company. That is everywhere.
Oh yeah.
My wife's business is so many people during the week, and it's so horrible. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all you keep hearing is, I need hours, I need hours, I need hours. And then Friday rolls around, so-and-so calls in sick, so-and-so says they can't work Saturday, so-and-so says they're not going to work on Sunday.
Right.
And then Monday rolls around, they didn't get any hours. I need hours, I need hours, I need hours. And then it's Pete and repeat. They don't want to work again. Well, it's like, no wonder your check sucks. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. And
But the
then
show has to go on. You have to
Right.
keep going forward.
Mhm.
It doesn't stop because you're not here.
Right. We have to find someone to replace, and then if it keeps a consistency that you're not going in, then we have to replace you permanently. And then they get mad at us.
Well, in the business you're in, though, you have people that are counting on you.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. My wife's business, somebody else can slice ham. The problem in your business is, and you know this, where I'm just making sure the listeners understand, is you have an elderly person or a handicapped person who is under the impression at 11 o'clock so-and-so is going to be here.
Right.
And that's what they're counting on.
Right. And, you know, and in the field, you don't just have you have the handicap, and you have the ambulatory, of course, and walking around and stuff and everything that can do that on their own. But you've got patients that are clients that, even in any field that you go into, nursing home, the CNA that I'm in, you have quadriplegics that can't get up.
Yes.
And they're laying there and they're, you know, wondering. They can't.
Wow,
use
that
the
was
phone.
that was my
they're
uncle's
just, you know,
situation. Yes.
And so it gets to a certain level that you got to go, where's your heart? You
Right.
know, if you're a CNA, you know what I'm talking about.
And most of the time too, you guys get into the business because you want to be that person to help. You know,
Right.
most people that become cops want to be that guy.
Right.
You know, most people that want to be EMTs, they want to be that person, you know, and some people make the whole comment of it's an ego trip, but most people actually get into these jobs because they want to help the world.
Right.
You know, so it kind of goes back to your people. You already are the person that at one time wanted to be this person, and this is your job, but you also have people counting on you as well.
Right.
And so in your world, it's a whole lot different. Like me, okay, so I didn't make it to a party 15 minutes, you know, I'm late.
Mhm.
That's a party. Nobody's hurting. Nobody's
Right.
in pain. Nobody's
Hungry.
freaking out hungry. Nobody's peeing on themselves. The only reason I make the joke of the peeing on itself is not necessarily a joke. My uncle was in a wheelchair, and my uncle, he called it an IC, where I had to take the tube and actually insert it and go to his bladder to help him pee in a bag. But he could not feel as far as his legs and from his chest down, but his internals he could still feel. So he could tell you when it was time to really pee, he could tell you, dude, it's time. I really got to pee.
Right.
And the problem is I know there was times I would get a phone call, and at the time, it's before Andy Bass came into the picture, and the company that we had a problem with didn't show up. And I get the phone call, and I was still living in Norris Lake, and he was living off Irwin Bridge Road, and I get a phone call. It's like, dude, you need to be here in 15 minutes. I don't know I can wait any longer.
Right.
Because, you know, you have that person that's been sitting there saying she's 3 hours late.
Right.
And that's why these companies, until you find the right company or the right company, you go through so many because there's so many out there that's like that,
Right.
you know?
And our CNAs that we have on staff right now, they're awesome. We've got a couple that we can rely on,
Mhm.
and then we've got a handful that at a minute's notice, we can, they're there.
Right.
And then the rest of them, we don't even hear from them because they do their job so well.
So good.
And
that's good because a lot of people think, oh, I hadn't heard from them, I wonder what's wrong. Well, most of the time, if you hadn't heard from them, it's because nothing's wrong.
Right.
They're doing their job.
Right.
That's the other thing too, is finding people that really enjoy what they're doing. And if I didn't have this experience, I couldn't have this conversation with you. But we went through several. But we also had some really awesome ones that unfortunately would get switched around, and it's like, golly, can you get that woman back over here? Because she was like, we had a girl named Alice that was before Andy that was like perfect. And it is so funny because what you don't think is personalities, you don't consider these personalities. So here you've got my uncle, who's a little redneck white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bring in Alice, who's a little country black lady, and she was about 10 or 15 years older than my uncle. And you would think, I wonder how this is going to work.
Right.
Like, how many times is he going to offend her? Because we already know Ricky. And it turned out so funny. Once Alice let her guard down a little bit because she's trying to be professional. And once she just become like Aunt Alice. And it was the coolest thing ever. She would come over. I would end up sitting and talk to her for a few minutes while she's doing her thing. It's just so great, because some of these people become your family,
right?
And I'm sure your people that are doing the same houses, day after day, or at least 2 or 3 times a week for 2 years or 3 years, they just become part of other people's families,
right?
Especially Christmas time and stuff like that. I could just see it, because I know our experience with the good ones, how it turned out. So it's really cool to hear you're doing that,
Right.
You're in people's life in a positive manner.
Right. And that's why I like, and this getting right on into the Relay for Life. I've been a CNA and a caregiver for, since 1987, and to go through the breast cancer that I had, it puts another, spin on things that I want to help people too. And I also want to cure the cancer that's out there. So
right.
I'm a part of Relay for Life because of my passion. If I knew what Relay for Life was before I had breast cancer, I would have been a part of it a long time ago, And,
yeah.
But my grandmother, shout out to my grandmother, because of the fact that, right as I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I'm sitting here bawling, and, because once you say cancer is, it's like a death threat.
Right.
And so you're bawling and stuff and everything, crying. And then all of a sudden my grandmother looks over at me, she's crying, and she looks at me and she goes, now you can be a part of Relay for Life. And I go,
and that's just like so out of the blue. Now you can do that. Oh, I didn't think about that, Grandma. Thank you. Can I go back to crying now?
And so I started asking questions.
Tension breaker. Squirrel.
So I started asking questions, and and my grandmother got me into it. And the first year I was there, I wanted to be a part of it and not just be a survivor. I wanted to be a part of the teams that were on the field, or the committee that was, doing
right.
the hard work. And I was a team captain for 2 years, and that was good. Great. Whatever. Committee's awesome. I love the stressful of the committee, but I love the stressful of being a team captain also.
Right.
And so my mom, she calls, she comes and she's a team captain, and she's like, hey, I need this. And okay, well, you're on the committee now. You do this. And I'm like, okay, just because I'm on the committee, I wear the t-shirt doesn't mean that I'm going to be the bad guy. That's
right. Because sometimes once you become the boss, then, you're responsible for all the doings that have to happen.
Right.
And look, I don't know what I would call this. Your grandfather. Oh my gosh. So next year, y'all need to choose another place to sit.
Well, we were the furthest out.
They said, but they were dead in front of the speakers. And I die at every event we go to. People will sit right in front of the speakers and then yell, "It's too loud." I'm like, you're in front of the speaker. You can't yell at us because you sat in front of the speaker. So he, for like an hour, every time he would, you need to turn that down. We would try to turn it down, but I'm like, it's going to go right back up.
Right.
And he would take him like 7 minutes to get almost across the field. And it's not that he walked slow. He was in no hurry.
Right.
And he gets over there and goes, you turned it up again. I'm like, I can't help it. I'm just the guy on the microphone. He's going to keep turning it up because you're in front of the speakers, but the people to the far left and the far right can't hear anything. So they're telling us to turn it back up. Your grandfather looked like he was ready to hang me from a tree.
Well, we've had
Pardon me.
We've had problems with the past of the sound.
Yes.
And so with it being great this year,
Mhm.
they just didn't,
They didn't know what to expect, and I get
Right.
that.
And
But it was just so funny because he looked at me like I was in charge. He's like, I thought I told you. And I'm like, I don't have nothing to do with it. I'm just a guy on the mic.
I always say this: my grandparents, both of them, I love them dearly, but they are very blunt.
Yes,
people.
blunt is the word.
very,
Very,
blunt
very
people.
blunt.
And
Like a 20-pound mallet. Blunt.
I mean, when you're sitting in church and you're surrounded by 20 people, and you've had a double mastectomy, and you have the prosthetics, but they're at home, and your grandmother walks up in front of the 20 people and goes, "Where's your boobs?"
Oh my God.
The only thing I could come up with
I'm sorry.
was they're in a box on the dresser.
They're in the car. Oh my God.
What do you say to that? But my grandmother, she's a very blunt
That
person.
is so funny. Where's your boobs? I've heard that at a drag show.
They're in a box on the dresser.
Oh my God. I would say I feel sorry for you, but you love her. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And the honesty sometimes. My mother's the king of saying, Scott, sometimes honesty is just too much.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes when they ask you how your day is, just nod and smile. It's great. Don't tell them how your day is because they really don't care. They don't want to hear. And if they're having a good day, they don't want to hear how bad yours is.
Right.
How's your day? Well, it was great till I hung my thing in the zipper. I stubbed my toe. The cat pooped in my hat. They don't want to hear all that.
Right. Well, my grandmother always says, because I live right beside her. I don't know why, but I live right beside her. She says, we need a privacy fence. And I'm like, okay. And she refers to, there was a car in her yard and I happened to need something from her. Instead of calling because I knew she had guests,
Right.
I walk up there and was just going to, hey, can I borrow this? Or can I get this? And it turned out to be my great aunt. And then, I turned and she in return says, we need a privacy fence. But she's always in my business.
So who's privacy fence for, you or her? Hey, let's catch this real quick. Just for fun.
DJ Scotty.
Oh, Lord. What can I help you with, sir, ma'am, sir?
That is a loaded question, Scotty. No.
Did you hear us say where are your boobs at and it made Cookie call?
No, what made Cookie call was I had to tell you about my fabulous morning. It was so
Did you find your boobs or
but
something?
disappointing.
What?
No, I know where they're at.
Oh God, I'm scared where this conversation's going. What did you call for?
Well, I'm in Tennessee, and I had to go this morning and drop my load. Well, when I did, I had to open up my trailer, and when I opened up that back door, I got so excited because it was full of blowers. But then I got disappointed.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
disappointed. They said I couldn't have any blowers.
Can I ask you, was it a 2-stroke? Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I don't.
Don't answer it. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Because I don't need to know if you had a 2-stroke blower or a 4-stroke. I just really don't need to know.
Hey, any stroke is good.
That's my point. Keep working.
But I mean, it was so exciting, but then disappointing because they said no, you can't have any blowers. You need to back it on up to the door
That's
and
even
go
worse.
ahead and drop your load.
And now you decide that you're going to call and share this.
I had to share it with you.
You already share it at the truck stops. Quit sharing. Sharing is not caring sometimes.
Look, I got tired of sharing at the truck stop. Guys up there, they gotten so mean, and they just, they only care about themselves. Nobody cares about the mutual.
What world do you think you live in? Of course they only care about themselves.
Hey, I mean, I'm out here trying to spread the love.
Yeah,
And
the
they're
problem
out
is the
here-
spreading part. Yeah, I knew there was no
Look,
comment
is
for that
not
one.
a problem.
Okay.
That is not
So,
a problem.
so we're wrapping it up. It's at 10 o'clock. Is there anything, that I can help you with?
You really
Don't
want me to
answer it.
that one?
Don't answer as the prevert that you are. How's the rest of your day going to be?
Scotty's all tongue tied.
I'm
Oh, my
just
day
trying to
is
be
gonna-
careful with where
it's
you
gonna
might
be-
go.
It's gonna be a normal day. I gotta go down closer to Chattanooga, and I gotta get loaded, and then I gotta go into Atlanta and drop a load around a train yard, and then I get to be done for the weekend.
Cool. I'm
So
happy
it's
for
a
you.
typical day.
Okay.
You know, pick up loads and drop loads. Same thing every day.
Okay. I'm just not going to touch that one.
Why not?
Hey.
You ought to try to. You
Hey.
ought to try to touch
Hey.
that one. It could
Hey.
be funny.
Nope. So I hope you have a good day. We're fixing to wrap the show up. Thanks for calling in, though. And your blower
Bye.
story. See you later. Thank God. That's Cookie, our very confused truck driver. I don't know that he thinks that they're confused. They think they're normal. All right. Well, I want to thank Miss Valerie for coming in, helping be a host, and definitely thanks for Justin coming in and playing, and being a host. And again, any day that you're available, all you got to do is shout. Literally, if you have anything going on, pardon me, you just let us know. I mean, we're always open for people coming in. We just don't try to put in 10 people at one time. We've done that with wrestlers.
Right.
Wow, that's hard to do. You bring 10 wrestlers in and one's climbing over the table at the other one. It made for great video though.
None of them get a word in.
Yeah. It was hard. It was hard to hear the show as a listener because all you keep hearing is the whole Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, brother, and you can't understand nothing. So, but yeah, man, thanks for coming in, and then hopefully I'll get this worked out and have your music that you played today saved in an MP3 format so we can play it back. I'll make sure that gets on my to-do list along with all my other stuff, but I'll make sure I try to get that. That way you actually have a copy of it too. I can send it to you and you can load it and do whatever you want with it. And I'm going to try to share this on the on your Facebook page that people can go find the show and watch it as well as you can, but I'll share it as well.
All right.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Thanks for all the great listeners that were involved today. Ravens Renovation. I suggest several brake checks on the way home. Joey, might need a little jarring, a little adjustment. When your TVs used to act up, you go up and bang them on the side a little bit. So I'm just saying he might need a little head trauma to straighten his rabbit ears out. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I don't have anything planned for this weekend. If you see anything on Facebook going on, share it with us. Let us know if it's something we need to be part of. I showed up for a thing yesterday that was the 14th annual duck race. Had no idea what a duck race was. So I went to it.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. I was down at Costley Mill Park. Again, they call it a park, but it's a private park. I hear the word park. I think it's open for everybody. I'd never even seen the place open, but they say it's where they do weddings and all this other stuff. So I'm down there checking it out going, man, I could do a cool music fest here. Man, that could be awesome. So anyways, we're going to get out of here or we'll keep rambling on. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for Valerie and Justin both for coming in and helping me on my Friday because it would have been murder on me if I'd have been alone. So I do appreciate y'all. And thanks for the great music, man. You did excellent. And like I said, I'll see what I can do about getting that out there. Thanks to Rich for helping us find this young man. Everybody have a great day. We will see y'all on the flip side. I'm going to kill the camera too. See you later. I'm getting tongue twisted. Say you later. All right, everybody. We're out of here. See you later on.